Tracy, I know that Turpin ended up not playing last week, but now this is yet another week with a top returner that you've got to prepare for. What do you see? And I know he's only had like 2 games this season. Is that correct? Do you go back and watch some of last year's tape? Like, what's the preparation look like?
I try to peek through the whole catalog before you pick out your Christmas present. The Jets have had a ton of returners this year, and they've had success with each one of them. So they've had 8 or 9 kickoff returners that have all had success. They've had 4 punt returners. They haven't declared necessarily who's up for this game in particular, so we kind of have to coach off of the blocking schemes so far and kind of learn the different attributes of the different possible returners as we get there, so that when we get to the game and figure out who it's actually going to be, we're ready for that particular person.
You mentioned the blocking schemes. I think they had like a 72 yard return last week. Um, I know, and I'm sorry, the guy's name is slipping my mind right now, but I know he's been one of the best, but he
Kenny.
credited a lot of it to blocking as well. So like, how much has that been a part of their return?
They're an excellent blocking team for sure. That particular return you're referencing, that guy is Kenny's a good returner. He bounced off a tackle and he ran, that would be how they count it now, like 45 yards after contact and one of these stats kind of things. So broken tackles are a big part of almost all these new kickoff returns that go for distance, and that's what he's been good at, is outstanding speed and strength, determination. So it takes more than one guy to tackle this person, so we have to keep working as a group to all get there at the same time if we can.
We'll go with Joe Person, followed by Darren Gant.
Tracy, Dave talked about the wind being a factor last week at home. How big of a factor? And I think Fitz's 55-yarder was with the wind. How big a factor was it?
It was pretty unique for the games that I've played here, is that it was a downfield wind. For the most part, we get a crossfield wind here, so I felt it was a different direction. So I was dealing with that. And then as of pregame, not to give you the minute-by-minute update, but in pregame, it was approximately 12 yards different one way, the other way, for us and for them. It was affecting the kickoffs quite a bit as well. And then the field goals, there was a decided advantage going towards the gallery there, as it was going away from it. So we had that in mind at the last drive of the first half, as well as, of course, the entire fourth quarter. You were kind of playing for that type of condition.
And because I'm old and talk about the weather, what about the wind in the new Giant Stadium or MetLife? I know the old one was infamous for it. If you opened a certain door, is this one have kind of some tricky stuff too?
Clearly in the same location in the country. Catching them a little bit earlier in the season, but they've built a really nice football palace up there that does a better job of blocking the wind than the last place. So it's been advantageous compared to what it could be if you're just playing a high school game out there. I can't imagine getting a ball through the uprights.
Thank you.
Sure.
When did you realize, Tracy, your career would include weather in addition to special teams play?
NFL career would be like day one, because I took a job with the Cleveland Browns, so it was an immediate issue in my life. Constantly in college at Utah State, that was an altitude thing as long as random snowstorms. So there was that kind of stuff. Special teams, we're putting the ball in the air, so the air is part of it, and the air was moving this weekend. So I don't know if that's what I got. You can paint a picture with that one, I guess.
Yeah. Just with Ryan in general, I mean, he got the award this week and got a chance to celebrate that. How have you seen him respond over the course of the first 6 weeks of his career to, good news, bad news?
Yeah, dealing with success is just as challenging for some as dealing with failures. So we have to do with that. He found out live that the Special Teams Player of the Week does not come with a lifetime supply of Duke's Mayo. So I mean, what is he going to do about that? We just got to keep kicking. He's been good. He's a back-to-work guy, real solid background of let's go ahead and see what we can do this week. We have another one. Until the schedule stops giving us games, I don't see him stop trying to improve.
Mike Kay.
Hey, Tracy, good morning.
Hey, Mike.
for a lack of better term, I guess, or maybe a less intricate term, the safe punt catcher, David Moore or, Hunter Renfrow, do you find that teams prepare for those guys to just fair catch, or do you, from your perspective, do you think that there's an opportunity there because when those guys are typically back there, they do fair catch?
Okay. Hunter has a long career of returning punts. David Moore also has yardage as a punt returner, including last year for us. So I don't see them as a fair catch only. We don't put them in as a fair catch only player. But there are times, this happens mostly as an in-game substitution. A punt returner will get hurt, and then they have a guy that goes in that hasn't returned punts in several years, or he's just a catcher only guy. And if you get that, you have to be prepared, A, for the team that you're playing to rush your punter. You have to be aware, you have to protect the punter first. And then the punter, occasionally you'll get a guy with some big eyes that says, like, let's hit it as far as I possibly can. But you're generally encountering that type of catcher in a shorter field situation anyway. So I don't see it as a tremendous advantage either way, outside of a team that's trying to get the ball caught and handled. We used Tyler Lockett in that role in Seattle quite a bit, and then same thing towards the end of his career. It's like he had some return yardage, but this was going to get the ball caught kind of person, and you used him in those situations. So we didn't ever feel like that was hampering us.
And then you kind of have had to shuffle kick returners just solely based on, the injuries at running back and wide receiver. How do you go about, reiterating your rules with returners just in general throughout the week and maybe in game?
It's a good question because it depends person by person. Some of those guys that you're talking about shuffling in have been in every kickoff return meeting since April, since they got here, or even last year for some of them. So those guys, it's no problem. They're just going. They've been practicing the whole time they go. If you're getting a truly, like Xavier Lee good return kickoffs for us all last year, hey, X, you got to go back there. He's like, great. First of all, he's excited about it. Second of all, he's been sitting in there. He knows the stuff. He knows our stuff. He knows the rules. If you're getting somebody from a different team, like Rico comes in and returns kicks for us this year, you're kind of like, okay, first, basic returner stuff. If the ball's here, we want to do this with. If it's left, it's right. It's like, this is how we operate. You have to give them like the starter package pretty quick. And then here's how we're blocking the Jets this week, for example.